Hello, my name is John Montgomery. Here is my PMP5 pitch, a game called Holy Judgment. Holy Judgment is a 2D platformer game that has a paladin using holy spells and a holy sword to fight off the threats of all the evil in the world. The first goal that the player should accomplish is by retrieving the spellbook, where then the player can use both the holy sword and the spells to rid the world of all his evil. The spellbook will contain 2 spells, and each level will have its own spellbook. There will also be a power-up for the sword in each level. When the sword is powered up, it can now kill the enemies that are usually immune to melee attacks. By using the spells, he can slay any demon or evil creature that crosses the player's path. But the main goal for the player to accomplish is to either reach the end of the level or slay all of the evil creatures within the level. Once that is accomplished, the player can now move on to other levels and forge their path to victory. The features of Holy Judgment include multiple levels of play that increase the fun and the replayability of Holy Judgment. Casting holy spells is the main mechanic that needs to be addressed. The reason for this is that some of the enemies that you will encounter are immune to melee attacks, and therefore only the spells will work on those types of enemies. Dynamic enemies are also a feature for this game because this game requires enemies patrol a specific path, as well as the ability to tell when the player is near and then proceed to attack the player with either their weapons or spells. Melee combat is something that will be a basic implementation into the game for certain enemies that can only be killed by the sword, just like there are only certain enemies that can be killed by only the holy spells. This game is a fusion between Mega Man and Ninjacide. The movement system of Mega Man and the melee combat of Ninjacide, this fusion will make even the most hardcore 2D platform gamers excited. There are 3 main mechanics that will not only make the game more fun but also boost the replayability. These mechanics are the level design, the holy spells, and the close quarters combat. The overall level design of the game boosts the replayability because the hazards of the level itself will keep the players on their toes for their entire level. The spells cannot be used until the player finds the spell book, and when the player does and he uses the spells he has learned to decimate their enemies, it will feel rewarding to the player who has accomplished this task. The melee combat is fast, considering the paladin will also be wielding a fast sword. This all boosts the replayability of the game. The most difficult thing to accomplish with this project is going to be the AI pathing and the spells implementation. The spells will be difficult because it would take a little bit of thought to implement those to the player character. The AI would also need to be able to engage the player as well as patrol a certain area within the level. These will be difficult, but it is possible to accomplish this with dedication. The assets for this level and this game could easily be attained through the Unity Asset Store, which actually has a 2D platformer kit, which will make building this game a lot easier. This is Holy Judgment, and thanks for watching.